Every time you use Shrouded Step, you end up teleporting into the enemy's face and dying. Or worse, you get a terrible smoke timing and now your whole team dies because of it. Regular players, they always try to make plays and end up throwing, while pros know how to use the Shrouded Step and make some nice plays. That's the real difference between you and a pro. This video, I'm giving you the 3 keys to master Omen. The ultimate split B defense utility sequence, a lethal double teleport attacking combo, and my personal secrets to seamlessly flex in your ranked games. Let's get into it. What's up everyone, I'm reduxx from Sentinels and you're watching ZOWIE Esports Academy, bringing you new content every single week. In today's episode, I'm giving you the ultimate Omen guide. Holding splits B site isn't always about throwing smokes as soon as you hear the footsteps. It's about a calculated utility response in order to drain the enemy from their resources and starve them out of the round. Today I'm going to be breaking down the defensive protocols to turn B main into an absolute meat grinder. Alright, so here I am on split and I'm about to show you guys what you guys can do with Omen's dark cover and his paranoia. So first, I'm going to show you guys the smokes that you can throw. There's possible smokes. Like the first one is this one way in B main. You'll see a lot of pros throw this. This is the first one, and basically it just it's like a one way. It's easy to hold from here as Omen, and it's pretty hard for the enemy to run through this. Omen, in my opinion, is an aggressive smoker, very aggressive. You can play him kind of like a duelist. You know, he can play this like aggressive angle, and then if he's getting dived on, he can TP out. He can double TP out. If it's like a neon waylay and they're hard, you know, dashing out, double satchel raise. Another smoke is good against like when they have like less info. So like if you're running against a team and they only have like Sky, for instance, then you know they can claim the smoke and then they have to like burn a flash out of it. They could contact through, but it's pretty risky, because you can be here, like playing here, like holding and stuff like that. Now move on to like holding B main with your paranoia. When you're doing like this paranoia for your teammates, so you can call your duelist or your flash here, and you can have them ready. And usually, at least in ranked, like people will usually make noise when they're entering B main, like footsteps. So that's a pretty easy like trigger for it. So this is one paranoia. It gets so much of B main. It's hard for the enemies. They kind of have to fight forward here, which is like the only thing you have to be like, you know, pre-fire, be like pretty aware of. But other than that, like everything else is blind. This is like a good trap setup you can do. For holding the B exec, so obviously you guys saw this smoke is one example of like what you could do. This one's a little bit more like up, so there's more space that you can see to hold from one way. So you can even go all the way out here and hold it. Although this one's a little risky, you have to be ready to TP out. Not up here, obviously, but you get the gist of it. For B main, you don't want to burn your paranoia too early. You also don't want to just like not use it. Like this ability will get you so many kills playing this agent. If you're playing against like a Raze, for example, or a Neon, they have ults. You know, it's going to be hard to hold this bomb site. Kind of want to make a play. Something you could do is you can sit here, same thing with your paranoia, and then you TP up here. This is a very high risk play, but to be fair, if you're playing against like pretty scary ults, you know, you're gonna have to make a high risk play in order to win the round. So this is a cool thing you can do. Another piece of Omen's kit that's not utilized that much is drop smokes. Drop smokes are very good. And you can utilize them like almost anywhere, to be honest. So what I mean by drop smoke is like I'm throwing this smoke pretty high up, wait for it to pop, and then it's like a one way for a second. You'll catch so many people off guard with this, and you can get so many kills for it. You can even throw it for your teammates cross map. You just have to make them aware that it's a drop smoke, not throw it too high too, because then it can actually turn against your teammate. If they think that it's gonna be smoked and then it's like falling from the sky. We're watching this first clip from my 100 Thieves Sentinels match.
This is so much pressure on.
So I'm asking my team if they've seen all 5, because then I can speed up my lurk a little bit more. And here, I'm playing pretty slow because like this lurk is very good for me, to be honest, but it's very possible that someone is holding it. Like it's a good lurk, but a lot of teams do this lurk. and I'm surprised they didn't have anyone holding it. They probably should have, but because we're Viper ulted on site, they really want to like speed up on that. Probably pretty focused on that. That whiff was kind of unfortunate. I activate my lurk and then alright. Dude, watching this back is so funny because oh my god, that was so scary, and it didn't have to be so scary. I think I hear the Omen drop. Okay, yeah, John dies, and then I think I hear him drop off rafter, so then my lurk, I activate it. Now it's time to play for me. So now, if I didn't whiff, I could kill both of them here, but I whiffed a little bit. I killed Fade, I isolated the gunfight there. Now I know where the bomb plant is. I hear the guy ramp. He's running up ramp on me. I had to probably kill that guy there because now this round is almost like impossible for me. I have 5 bullets, I have a Vandal, not even a Phantom to spam, and I have someone shooting me in the side. So I completely ignore the guy ramp because if I want to win this round, like I can't fight that guy. There's just no way. I'm not gonna have enough bullets or time to kill the diffuser. And it's low time, and the other guy is far away, so that's like the only chance I have to win this round. I have to take like a high risk play. So I decide to spam a little bit with my Vandal. I'm like looking back to make sure that this guy's not up on me main while I take out my classic, and I spam and I actually headshot him. And then it's like a pretty hectic right now, so now like I'm not sure how much time is left on bomb. There's probably no way he could have ever defused, but in my mind to just guarantee the round, I TP across and try to live for longer. And then he tells me I win, so I just try to fight him. Most players get locked up into a single role, but to truly dominate in the modern meta, you have to be fluid. Switching from an explosive duelist to a calculated controller requires a pretty big tactical shift. Today I'm breaking down how I balance mechanical aggression with macro map control. So for Raze, you know, her job is to satchel in, you know. Raze is satcheling in, you could satchel up here, or you know, you have different pathings and options. You could satchel up here. When Raze is landing here, you know, she has like a lot of like angles to look at. Could be here, also with here, like could be water, could be CT, back pillar. Top side is like the most exposed, the most high risk one. But same thing for Omen. So first, Omen is obviously, you know, gonna smoke, depending, maybe you want a paranoia bend or paranoia water, but let's keep it simple. So Omen's gonna paranoia for his Raze, and then he's gonna TP in. He could TP in here, he could TP in up here. Those are probably like the two most used TPs on CXX. But yeah, he's gonna throw a piece of kit for his Duelist, and then he's TPing in. Now the Omen is a little bit more like you can isolate the gunfights a little bit more, and I'm sure the Raze satchels you could pick better spots to satchel to isolate more gunfights, but still Omen is TPing in. He's gonna have like util here, is gonna be a paranoia, maybe there's gonna be a Viper Molly, Thorns. Overall, like I think Omen's maybe is a little bit more passive, but like that's how it should be than Raze. The Raze is like, you know, the flying fish. Should be like flying in here, and then the Omen is, you know, coming up behind him and just cleaning it up, you know. So it's still very chaotic and, you know, explosive, TPing into the, like all the crazy stuff. But yeah, I mean, they're pretty similar, at least when it comes to that. They're pretty different, but also they can accomplish similar things. So the paranoia, for example, paranoia on a main fight. I mean, you could start here, paranoia. You could start here, run up in paranoia. Those are probably the two best paranoias. And what they're doing is they're stuffing this choke. So depending on the comp, like, you know, you could throw this smoke. You could throw a smoke more out. Essentially, you're trying to stuff the attackers into this small little choke. So once the smoke fades, I'll show you how scary this choke is. Look at all the angles that they could be, and then look at this small choke you have to come out. It's really hard for the attackers. They'd have to like combo util, peek together. Like here's like off angles you could play, like one here. Even here is really good. They're peeking close to the wall and you're far, so you have advantage. You'd be up here. Like this is really hard for them to come out. And then similar to Raze, now her Raze nade is different, but it can accomplish similar things. So for example, you know, you Raze nade, now the attackers, they can't scale out unless they have like a movement character, they Omen TP across or Neon beats to nade. Like they're kind of like stuck behind this nade. They're gonna take damage if they run through it, or they could even die, and then like they have to be like stuck back here, and then you can smoke here. So it accomplishes a similar thing where, you know, you get the map control. On retakes too, it's a little bit different, but kind of similar. So here on this exec, paranoia, you can blind like this, and it doesn't like necessarily kill them. You still have to have someone like scaling with it and you know, take advantage of the paranoia. But the nade is a little similar where, you know, you can nade. This nade, like you can optimize this nade where it lands backside, it gets more space. But it kind of does like a similar thing where like this place is getting utiled on. Like if a guy is playing here, you know, against Omen, he'll like get paranoid. Against Raze, he can't stand here because there's a nade. So it's a little similar in that aspect. They just have different effects, you know? So, I mean, that's the similarities between, you know, Raze and Omen. Like there's some tech with Raze, like with her satchels that not a lot of pros utilize. It's, for example, when you're fighting someone, let's say it's a 1v1 here, this guy's like about to peek me. I can throw a satchel on the ground and I peek with it, you know? I peek and pop it while I'm fighting him, you know? Because look at me, like obviously I'm the Raze, so I'm gonna take more movement, but he won't fly as much as I did just now, but he'll still like take like a little bit of like space off the ground, like, you know? He shouldn't kill you while he's in the air, and that should get you a lot of free kills. Another example is you could get some good pathings. Like if you're doing an A fight as Raze, it's a little scary. You would want to have like an insta paranoia here, but you could double satchel onto this top rubble. You could be in places like on defense, you could start here. You can be in these off angles that people won't expect. Omen, pretty similar things, to be honest. You could TP up here like I TP'd earlier. You could TP up here on the A fight. On attack Lotus, you can TP across and get more space for your team. And just like other things too, like let's say this is not smoked. You could TP across into stairs. It's more risky, of course. But you don't even have to take the TP. You could fake TP, and then now if the enemy team has a brain, or a tiny bit of a brain, they have to worry that stairs is a gap. Someone needs to pick it up, someone needs to pull or rotate towards it. Yeah, you can get pretty creative with both of them. Thanks for tuning in to ZOWIE Esports Academy. I hope you guys got some tips from this video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Let us know what else you guys would like to learn in the comments below, and we'll turn it into a video. Strive for perfection.